I think Tarak will come at the top of this list. Charan and Bunny would be 2, 3, 3, 4 based on the film. It is like, if it's Rangasthalam, then I'd put Charan first. If it's Pushpa, then I'd put Bunny first. So it's
You know, right? You know you've given a better test than someone else and you still don't get the part. Nowadays you don't get parts because of the number of followers you have on social media. That's another conversation. But yeah, and then every time it happened, I think 3 or 4 times it happened back to back. The first time I was broken. The second time I was disheartened. The third time I was disappointed. And the fourth time I said, when I didn't have the budgets for hair and makeup or styling, I would go out there and get my mom to maybe stitch up an outfit, and I know I watched makeup tutorials on YouTube and done my red carpet looks myself, and because I have to show up, I have to be a certain way to sustain, to survive, and I did that. And
but the violence is quite high. There is
that
actions quite. There's raw Arjun Rampal playing the antagonist in the film, and that sets a very different tone this time.
You know, in getting character, thoda tu like aspas dekh and just become the space, become the nature. The actor will be like very happy. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I have to become. Yeah, okay, I'll become. And then I'm like, yeah, and I'm like camera on, like, yeah, bro, come on, like, yeah, come on, get down. Yeah, I'll become. And he just does this. So I'm like, yeah, bro, what happened? And I've become the tree, bro.
Hello everybody, I'm Livrani and welcome to Zoom Speak Easy, the very talked about show and the absolutely fun and fantastic cast of Rana Naidu Season 2. Thank you for doing this, everybody.
I love your style, man. I love it.
I love your style today. I can't even top that.
Yeah,
what are you
steal
talking
that
about?
cap.
Please,
Everyone's eyes on that cap.
Everybody, this is the emotion that every single person sitting here in this room feels. Frankly, my dear, especially for the show, I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
So I think you are creating the vibe for it, but it is truly that show, right? जैसे कि अभिषेक कह रहे थे बहुत ही प्यारा फैमिली शो है और you're owning the family factor of it obviously everywhere. But because we're going there, let's go there already, right? I see that from the only material I have is the trailer and the little bit of pictures and stuff that you guys have released. So based on that, I can see that the sex and the violence quotient has gone down. Maybe
Violence has gone down. Is that what you think?
I think comparison.
Action
in the
is
trailer,
up.
Maybe in the
Action
trailer,
Way
it's a few X up.
sure,
Quite a
but
few.
in the trailer, in comparison to
We
maybe
have 2 minutes to shoot.
that's the reason why.
I
Pretty much, this is like I said, only thing that I could judge
So-
it from in comparison.
ज़्यादा violent गालियाँ नहीं है. That's why the trailer you're missing
Yeah.
that.
That's what you're missing.
So if you're missing Gali, should we just give some now?
Yeah,
Sure.
Smiles on our face.
like
how
an
we like
interactive-
it gets directed
I'll
to us.
WhatsApp you an Excel sheet. We can all read off it.
The legendary Excel sheet.
E करके.
All
So
our
there you are.
restrained performances.
So there you are, all that you are missing. My thing is, but this is to complete the question. Was it a conscious decision, and was there a discussion because you all did get that with the love? Obviously, there is a certain section that will criticize and look at it from a certain eye, and they felt that is there an exploitation of sex, violence, and abuses or whatever to make the show cooler. I have 2 or 3 people here who've been part of shows that have got similar kind of receptions at times, right? And we will of course include. I'm looking at Karan Anshuman, the 2 veterans in this department who had to deal with it. But there, so I'll start with Rana. Rana, as actors also, you sometimes once you have a season 1 hit, but you like to come and look at a season and say, okay, can we also look at what can we improve maybe in your character or thing, and have a casual discussion. Was this a part ever, this side of the comments that you got?
See, always when you're trying to do something new and unique, you will have a bunch of people that will like it and a bunch of people that will discuss about it.
Sure.
The fact that they're discussing about it which means it raised a keen interest in some form or the other.
Okay.
Because what raises such keen interest is a certain mirror to society. When you put it really staring at your face, that's very hard for people to accept. But I think streaming as a form and writing shows have given that leeway to artists and filmmakers to say, here you go. It's not a 2-hour feature film that's censored in a certain manner.
Sure.
It's set for an adult audience. It's not set for children to watch. So I think putting all of that in array, and if you take the world in which Rana Naidu and his family have grown up and what the jobs that they do, things there aren't very smooth and pretty. But I guess why you feel less this time is you saw one dysfunctional family of Rana Naidu once, and here you have another dysfunctional family in season 2, which is the Oberois,
Sure.
which Kriti and her family are. So they're like slightly rich and these affluent in society, so they don't know this language much. So if I use it also, they don't actually catch
Yeah.
Are you
it. So I think that's why.
abusing while drinking the tea in your
I
head?
think I'm sorry. Pardon?
Yeah, so they won't know what's going on.
अंग्रेजी गालियाँ ज़्यादा
Crazy
होंगी.
guy.
अंग्रेजी गालियाँ
Yeah, so I guess whatever it is, it's through the organic course of where the story went.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but the violence is quite high. There is
That
actions quite. There's Rof Arjun Rampal playing the antagonist in the film, and that sets a very different tone this time.
I
Yeah,
think
so
that I would
there is-
say, if I can say,
Sure.
I'd say that the amount of excitement, thrill, and action has been amped up. Some of the other things have just slowed down because it's not in service of the story. Whatever it took to support the characters and the story is there, and believe me, it's plenty of excitement, another notch up from season 1.
okay. Our veterans, Suparn and
Well, I
Karan.
always find it fascinating because we all work really hard and we all expect good comments. So let's say comments on a trailer or something, and you see 100 of them, and 19 out of them are all super positive, and and so for us it's like, okay, this is something we worked really hard for, and we hope that people liked it
Sure.
and they really like it, and it's okay. So we just sift through those first 99, and then the 100th one has something to say. And all our focus and energies is on that one
Always
thing.
it will be.
So it's obviously imbalanced, and
Sure.
it gets blown out of, it gets magnified, gets blown out of proportion. So we, it's important to weigh it in that same amount. And have we completely transformed this second season based on anything that people didn't like in the first one?
Sure, that's the question actually. Did you give it a thought?
Oh,
Is it-
that's the question.
That's the
So did we
That
give
did
it a
you-
thought?
move.
Got it.
Like I said, it does get magnified, so you do end up thinking about it. But have we organically changed? They're all like continuing to do what they are, and
Sure.
we have in fact amped up a whole bunch of aspects of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's true, actually.
Suparn, what about you?
So my thing is this, that
Also, I'm asking this because you all have faced that in the shows that you've tried to create, the milieu that you create in Mirzapur, or there is that question that is saying how much, because there's a line, right, when you know whether you're exploiting it or you're doing it enough only to justify the environment that
so
you're
I'll
creating.
give you the context.
Sure.
Whether it's Rana Naidu, which is one of Netflix's biggest hits,
100%.
right? Or Mirzapur or Family Man, right? Now, whatever is done or whatever they are garnished with, or the ingredients are part of a much bigger recipe, and they are all in service of the story. Otherwise, you could just isolate those 3 ingredients, and everybody would do the same thing and have the same results. That's not happening, right? So it is a holistic view of things, of how things are put together. And with season 2 of Rana Naidu, organically, in fact, Rana was, part serious, part glib, but it is in service of the fact that he is now in a different world,
Yeah.
which operate differently. He is not part of that. His polish or lack of it, is going to be hidden or not talked about. But then there are things that he does what he does best, and that's going to be amped up to a level which is quite extreme in a very interesting way. So whatever is displaced is balanced by something else.
I don't think any of the writers or I ever try to do anything gratuitous. It's always in service of the plot or the story,
Fair.
and something has to change because of such a big event. So for every little moment is an event, and it has to change the course of, or it has to service that or amplify what we're trying to say in that moment.
Does it make it more difficult for an artist like you who wants to do different things when it comes to censorship as well, right?
Yes.
There's another side of the coin.
What
The discussion particularly going on is that how much will you give us cut, because then again if you want to say about authenticity, will that not get
मैं
impacted?
कह रहा हूँ कि फूल मिल रहे हैं से लेकर हम लोग ऑन स्क्रीन किस तक पहुँचे, ठीक है, और बिना कोई गाली, बेवकूफ़, टमाटर, आलू, इस तरह की गालियों के अलावा हम स्कूल में that is a स्कूल में
Oh, अच्छा, you're saying like
गालियाँ
camouflage
जो
it,
हैं,
ah.
yeah, you always आप कैसे सेंसरशिप स्कूल में शुरू हो जाती है, कि आप ये नहीं बोल सकते हो, तो मतलब वहीं so now
So you're saying it's okay.
yeah, I mean वहाँ यहाँ तक तो पहुँचे हैं, so I'm sure कि थोड़ा और like we'll reach wherever we have to reach.
More censorship, okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying you'll have to deal with it as it is. It must be a
Or no,
question
we
for-
have to find a way so that we cross that.
Is it becoming difficult for writers and directors when the excessive censorship for you all?
Since the time you're talking about censorship,
Yeah.
where we were 20 years ago
Sure.
to where we are now,
Sure.
it's a broad sea change, right? So fact is this, that end of the day, none of us want to do anything controversial or for the sake of it. It's art. We are servicing in the service of art. Whatever happens, whether in any of our shows, including Rana Naidu, it's done in the service of art. And the fact is this, that every country has rules you abide by.
Sure.
Every country. And fact is this, that whatever you want to say, you can happily say it. There are ways and means around it. As creative people, it's our job. And that's part of the charm. It's part of the challenge. So we abide by that. As simple as that.
Fair enough. You know, I like that you have done justice to the female parts as well. When you see in a world there is so much adrenaline, sometimes you see characters that are written for women kind of, you know, half-baked. And I feel like from whatever I understand from the trailer I've seen in the season 1 as well, you know, there is an effort. Surveen's character is a woman who stands up and is always speaking her mind. And I have a feeling that Kriti's character is similar from the trailer, the vibe of it. So this question is for both of you also. The importance of that continuing, right? Even in the world that is more about the men fighting each other. What are your thoughts?
I think it needs to come from a place of the reason I did this show.
Yeah.
Was also because I think in part 1 of Rana Naidu, every character had its own story. Like there was a lot to it. It wasn't on a surface level. It wasn't superficial.
Sure.
There was a lot of detailing in each character. It wasn't like easy characters लिख देते हैं, 3 भाई हैं तो तीनों को एक जैसा बना दो.
Yeah.
All 3 had very distinct personalities, different journeys. So when I saw that show, one of the biggest things that really stayed with me was that I didn't remember just 1 or 2 characters. I remembered pretty much everybody from the show, and it felt good that I'm going to be working with the same set of people who made such an effort there, and with a new character coming in, I was obviously under the impression that it's going to be
Sure.
written really well, and they proved me right. I saw it on paper and I thought it was fantastic. See, we are only representing what we learn from society, right? The things we see around us.
Sure.
It's always inspired by that. And our industry is that medium where it becomes easier to communicate and tell what we're thinking about certain kind of characters. You love them, you hate them, you want to feel whatever you want to feel about them. But the honest reality is the second we stop feeling scared and demanding and saying that, you know, this is the position I hold, this is my place, I deserve a chair at the table, and if you don't have a chair, it's okay, I'll bring my own. But it's okay to ask for it, not waiting for validation from someone else. You can have a really small role. I remember in Karwaan, it was so surprising for me that I had just 3 scenes with Dulkar, and that is something that people still talk about. So it's not about
Screen time.
quantity, it's not about screen time, it's about the depth and with किस intent से वो किरदार लिखा गया है. And I think that is something I got very lucky with here. I also know that a lot of filmmakers are investing a lot of time understanding that if you want, there can be one lead and there can be someone who's leading the show, but if there aren't enough people cushioning him well or cushioning her well, and those characters are not etched out, eventually it becomes a very boring watch, because everyone, when they're watching it, they may not connect with one character, but you may identify with another, you may find representation in another. So I think people are understanding the importance of a cast and working on each character. And I think that's only getting better.
The majority of the credit has to actually be given to the makers, to the writers,
Absolutely.
to be able to write women parts that resonate with women in the society today. You know, I think that's what takes the lead. I mean, if you see a particular class of women, or let's say, obviously I'm not talking about the single tier or the 2-tier cities.
Of course.
I'm talking about the urban women today. That's a representation that you see today, right? And I think women today are far more than they don't need a knight in shining armor. They're their own knights, right? And that's what you see today. And it's makers like writers like Karan, makers like Suparn, Karan, Abhay, I mean, I personally have been very, very fortunate to, get parts like that and be able to work with men like that who actually believe women need to be written the way they're being written. And I think we've gotten much better than where we were some time back. And I think it's only looking up. I'm very positive.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's wonderful to hear that. Rana, I think the exploration of the complicated father-son thing has been seen in a lot of films recently as well, right? And it is, I was talking to a few actors and they said, but it is true, right? The traumas of the family kind of. How did you look at that part of the script and when you were understanding it, and how do you think it is kind of true that these themes actually.
Yeah, I'm saying these themes actually resonate, and I have to me the biggest proof to that was during the release of season 1. I come from a joint family. I live with my uncle and my dad and all of them. And it's like the opposite of what the Naidus are, is what we live like.
I'm sure.
But I kind of understand each one's trauma, like where the relationship of a son and a father, what a son wants to be, like the father is the first one he wants to be like, he wants to compete with the same person, he wants to be better than the same person. So most security or insecurity comes from that first feeling. And I remember during the day of release, so this was my first show, so I didn't know what does release day mean?
Okay.
Right? In a film, it means very different things. There's some collections, people are calling from different cities or something happens.
Yeah.
Here, nobody calls you because no one's just watched it in one go, and it's not a film; it's a series.
Sure.
So it takes long to get done. And I'd called somebody at Netflix and they said, our dashboard isn't updated. so I was like, so there's no way I'm going to get any information, right?
Okay.
So I'm just sitting at home, hanging around doing nothing. And I see somebody waiting at the bottom of my house. And I assumed it was not for me. I thought he was just standing there. And I think by the afternoon when I went down, he came up to meet me and shook my hand, started talking about the show. He had finished watching the entire series by then. And he was getting very emotional while talking to me. I didn't quite understand why. And he started saying, this is such an inspiring role. And I was like, dude, what's inspiring in this? Like, I've done like patriotic stuff.
Sure.
That's inspiring in my head.
Sure.
But then in that conversation, I realized he was abused as a child. And for him to look at a character like Rana and say, this is somebody who was abused as a kid and this is what he could do in his life. For him, that was a big hero. Then I was like, wow, man, this is the one guy I did this entire show for. So then it didn't matter what people were saying. See, this never became the talking point. To me, that actually worries me. Where it's a very dark show. It's so difficult to tell sad stories.
True.
And unless you package them in the most commercial form, which I think Rana Naidu does in a beautiful way. So I think that's really the speciality of this show. And it's just trauma of everybody. It's father, son, it's the brothers, it's the husband and wife, it's the kids have their own story going on. So I think that's, it's essentially, it's a family drama.
It is.
With all the others going on.
What a great story. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
that's
fantastic.
It's mad what it is.
Thank you for
It was-
sharing that.
It's quite the anecdote actually. It's so nice to see you, Kriti. It's been a while that I've seen you on screen as well. And I remember, about a couple of years ago, we had a discussion about how it is very difficult for outsiders like you to continuously get roles, is because even if you do one good enough, it will be forgotten very easily and you'll have to again start, every time. And you also said that it is very expensive.
Yeah.
Maintaining the brand of who you are and attending and having things, and when you're not getting enough work, something that you struggle with, you have to still maintain this brand, Kriti per se, which you are struggling with.
Yeah.
It's wonderful to see you back. I think that conversation kind of stands true even today. How have you dealt with all of that? And this must feel like maybe a temporary relief for some time.
Yeah, definitely. I think when we last spoke, I was going through this whole phase of
Yeah.
not knowing what to do, where
Of
you feel a
course.
little lost.
100%.
I think what's changed from then is, instead of complaining about it, I decided to take matters into my own hands. When I say that, it means that I feel like it doesn't bother me anymore, it doesn't hurt me anymore. I'm trying to do more work that will be talked about instead of me talking about it. I think I started doing those kind of things. When I didn't have the budgets for hair and makeup or styling, I would go out there and get my mom to maybe stitch up an outfit, and I know I watched makeup tutorials on YouTube and done my red carpet looks myself, and because I have to show up, I have to be a certain way to sustain, to survive, and I did that, and it was beautiful. I wouldn't change a thing about it. But thank you for acknowledging it.
Of
It felt
course,
really good.
and I'm very, very happy to see that.
Thank you.
I think all of us sitting here at some point or the other have had those kind of similar stories. Surveen, you're nodding. And do you remember also
Absolutely.
something?
I mean, it's part of the journey.
Right?
It's
Is
part
there
of the
something
journey.
that you almost, was there a point that you almost give up, and then I think they always say that if you cross that, you know you're through. Now it's fine, you'll survive here. Was there a point for you as well?
It's actually really funny. There was a time when, they say anything that you touch turns gold.
Yeah.
I think anywhere where there was talk of me getting cast, it never saw the light of day.
Oh God. Poor thing. No. But I know of actors.
But I thank my stars, and I think that was such a big learning for me. Why? Because I just thought, you know what? I mean, philosophical, yes, but I think that's been my learning, and that's been my understanding, to just trust in the process, trust in the wait. I know it's really hard. The grind is real. The grind is really hard. Yeah. But I would get rejected. I know I would be better than somebody else. I mean, right?
course.
You know you've given a better test than someone else, and you still don't get the part. Nowadays, you don't get parts because of the number of followers you have on social media, but that's another conversation. But yeah, and then every time it happened, I think 3 or 4 times it happened back to back. The first time I was broken. The second time I was disheartened. The third time I was disappointed. And the fourth time I said,
What else do you?
yeah,
Absolutely.
right? Okay.
100%.
And I went back after a few months to see what's the status update on those projects, and I was like, okay, wow. They either, I mean, with all due respect, I think every project must do well, but strangely for me, either didn't do well, either crashed, or, like I said, didn't see the light of day. And I was like, you know what? There are better plans in place. So the wait is a killer, right? And I think all of us, most of us who don't belong here, who don't come from families that belong here, have it the hard way. Hang in there. I know, I mean, people say that, but it's for real. Hanging in there is the key. So, yeah.
Beautifully put. I have more questions. It's a very familiar game. Truth and Dare. I have specific truth and Dare written
Oh, you've
for
only decided.
because it'll be random. You can suggest if you want to dare. I mean, I can ask suggestions.
ठीक है. Done.
But I specifically for everybody. The thing is, but if you refuse to do the dare, then you have to answer the truth. That's it.
अच्छा, ठीक है.
Okay. If you choose dare and you want to do it,
How
then
will
you have
you
to
know that-
automatically answer
How will
the
you know
truth.
that they're saying the truth?
I mean, I am hoping.
Trust, right? She's
Trust,
trying
trust,
to trust.
trust.
I am
It's-
trusting.
it's my-
right? She's trying to trust the
You
process.
cannot question. Yeah, I'm trying to trust. I'm believing.
Rana Naidu family, you want to trust? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Come on, bring it on.
I'm hoping you will be on. Abhishek, don't scare me.
I will.
Okay, Suparn, I'll go with you
Oh, okay.
first.
Dare.
No pressure. You do what you feel like. Do you want to choose dare or do you want to choose truth?
Dare. Come on.
Truth.
I dare you. Huh?
Okay. Truth? Which commercially successful Indian series of film, according to you, has the most poorly written script?
Oh, wow.
ये कैसे बोलेगी?
Dare.
Come on, brother. Dare.
This is only a dare.
We'll do dare.
But
I
you
think
don't want
the dare is
you
to
don't
answer the
answer
question.
Yes to know dare.
Why would I ever
I'm
do that?
asking. There are people who answer. I've had people who answered.
You can
questions.
never
I'm
answer.
saying
No,
it's up
you
to
can
you.
never
You want to
answer
answer this? I have one more question as an option. You want to listen to
Option.
that?
Oh, she loves me. Rudani, go for it. Huh?
Okay. Which was the last big project that you left and why? If you don't want to answer the...
Why are you searching for?
Which was the last project that you left and why? The
Bada
reason
show
and
na
why
I
didn't work out.
I left
That big show in
I
Kerala.
left a project.
But give the real reason and what
give the real
happened.
reason.
Haan, exactly.
I left a project because I think we were misaligned in different ways with the people in concern. I wanted to go in a different direction. They were going in a different direction. So I said, "I'll go out of the door."
So morally idealistic, not aligned. That way?
Creatively
Or
not aligned.
creatively not
Creative
aligned.
differences.
That's what I wanted to know.
Hey,
there was no
this is that one I had with
controversy.
you.
It's okay, but I'm
Go to your
already.
next.
It's okay, it's okay. अभी क्या कर सकते हैं? It's okay, ठीक है.
Next, chalo.
Should we? Who shall we go to? Karan.
Karan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Karan, truth or dare?
There.
There.
Describe the strangest request an actor ever made to you and the tantrums that you had to deal with.
This is the truth.
Is the truth question.
Truth question. But he said
Oh, he
there.
said
You said there, by the way.
No, it's okay. I'll take
I'm
this.
sorry, I'm sorry.
I'll take this. I'll
I'll
take
take
this.
Oh, he's okay to
No,
take
no.
it.
Arey,
With you.
what is this coalition is happening here?
What did you want?
You know, it's actually fun when you don't think it's a god. It's a.
There are so many every day.
Dare
I have
दे
to
इसको
deal
dare
with
दे
this,
दे
yeah.
मजा आएगा बहुत बहुत से dare करता है ये.
बट एक बोलो ना कुछ फनी किसी एक्टर ने कुछ बोला हो हम भी समझे सीखे
You're saying too many. You're saying too many.
Yeah.
Name any
Just
one.
choose the one that
Top
what you
three.
think is the strangest request made by an actor and the tantrums that you're dealing with.
Okay, so we were doing this one last shot, and it required the actor to get into a car
Okay.
Which one?
at the end of the
Oh, I
day,
know.
एक
and
मिनट दोबारा बोल दो सुनाई नहीं दे रहा. Like we can't hear him.
there was a last shot of the day. It involved the actor getting into a car.
Okay.
Okay, and the car just exiting the frame. So the request was, can it be my car so I can just leave straight away?
for home
That's a good one.
So I'd only get one shot at it.
just get one second.
That's good.
So we're not getting more than that, obviously. But it was strange. Okay.
Who's that?
Suparn. Anyway.
Next.
Okay. I think Surveen.
Okay. I don't know what I'm taking.
Abhay, please ask him.
Yeah, but
Full of dares, by the way. Remember dare.
Me being here is a dare, yaar.
Abhay dead.
Me being here is a dare for me.
Let's watch tomorrow.
Just
Breathe.
Let's hear the dare.
I need oxygen after this.
Nothing will happen. Oh God, poor thing, yeah. Dead, huh? Mimic how Rana and Kriti sometimes respond to their to your instructions in a funny manner. Like they're funny. things. You have to mimic Rana.
Nana just thumbs up and walks off.
So let's someone
Yeah.
give him an instruction or give him something to say and then he has to respond as Rana. Come, just talk to him and he has to be Rana and mimic.
Give me something in Telugu na.
No, you have to give it body language and all. Also mimic बोल रही हूँ मैं.
Mimic Rana. Come stand up. Huh?
Director's acting.
So, Rana,
Yeah, it'll be
I
like
want
Just
you to
lean back
say
first
I
and
love
say-
you to Naina in the most romantic fashion. Just do it once and show me. How will you do it? Let's do it.
Oh my god, this was so good! That was so good!
Okay, you want to do the run through?
Next question.
that's it. Next question.
मैंने कृति भी बोला.
Kriti also.
Kriti.
You said one pick na.
No.
I said Rana and Kriti.
We had no scenes together.
There's an extra
What a liar you are!
extra day.
But
So,
Super.
Kriti, I want you to be very angry at Rajat's character because you like him a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, ठीक है. I think Rana you got it. Okay. Thank you. Okay, come.
but I actually respond like that in and like, I
Kriti,
think and say okay.
Kriti the spot. Kriti, truth or dare?
Truth.
Have you been made to feel lesser than the other actors in a film or series that you've done, and how did you deal with that?
I did, and then I realized it's something that I'm feeling and I can fight it because I can.
Fair enough. Okay.
So deep ho gaya.
She answered it. See, she did. I know she'll answer. Okay.
Go for it.
All right. Truth or dare?
Yes, truth. Let's see.
There are two things for you. One of them you have to pick.
Okay, cool.
I know first only you will tell
Why
me
he
no
gets
to the first
options,
one.
man?
I gave him also.
Yeah. So
I give him
Not
also.
three options.
I give
All
him
of
also.
us.
I give
Yeah,
you.
because mine were the most controversial options.
Trust me, Surveen,
Yeah.
both of you will answer
based on the
anything.
future of
I
our
know you
careers.
will.
That's why the option changes. How detrimental will this answer be to your career?
I know.
And then after
The connection was missing in it. Like something is off about it. A very popular Indian film you think is very overrated and you didn't like.
overrated. Like this is something I had never understood. Like many things are overrated if you don't like them. No, it's not a personal choice.
Sure, that's why I said.
Given the next question.
I don't watch actually much. If I don't vibe
Okay,
with
then
it,
the next
Give
question.
the next question.
there.
but I answered in truthful.
What was
manner.
his dare, by the way?
No, you have to take a name.
First, let's understand the truth, then we'll
What
make
is
him do
his
the dare
Want to take
also.
the dare?
He might do it, you never
Yeah,
know.
what's the dare?
This is too much fun. You want to take the dare?
Yeah.
Come
on,
Second
Rana.
option.
No,
Come
What is
on,
that option?
Rana.
What is
Dare
that
is
option?
so good, Rana.
We'll check option
Rana,
2.
take dare.
We'll check option 2 first.
Okay. The option 2 is rank these actors in the term of their acting talent that you think. Okay? कि ये best है, ये best है. You want to hear the names?
Sure, go.
Allu Arjun, Ram Charan, Dulquer, Naga Chaitanya, Jr NTR and Yash.
So 6 you said. No?
Yes.
I think Tarak will come at the top
Okay.
of this list. Charan and Bunny would be 2, 3, 3, 4 based on the film. It is like if it's Rangasthalam, then I'd put Charan first. If it's Pushpa, then I'd put Bunny first. So it's in that form. Then Dulquer, Yash, Chaitanya.
Okay. For this, I am going to give you a round.
Amazing.
Well
That
done.
was-
With no tantrums, no comments. Well done. Thank you. Finally, we are playing truth and dare. No, I'm like, he just said it. Thank you. Okay, but the dare was so good.
क्या था?
क्या था
Some
बताओ.
Abhishek will do that.
His dare was very interesting. I said, say Prabhas's dialogue from Bahubali in Rana Naidu style. It was an interesting dare. It was a scene कि उसका dialogue लेके आपको Rana Naidu के style में करना था. But that's okay. That's okay. But I thank you for answering
Thank
truth carefully. Okay. So I'll take you, sir. है ना, sir? Let's go finish and then we'll come.
Sunder.
Surveen will चाहिए.
Oh, you mean?
Surveen है,
Oh,
सबका
okay.
है ना?
But पहले इनका फिर
हाँ, I'm
Surveen.
just
Okay, I'll
doing
try.
random. There's
I'll
no-
try.
There's no alignment here.
I'll
Okay.
try.
Should we? Truth, sir? Would you like to
Yeah.
take truth?
Yeah,
Okay. What is the most annoying demand that an actor has ever made to you, and where do you think the most money is wasted during film production, which needs to be rectified?
An actor who requested that we bring we had to take care of his pet, which was the pet anaconda. That required
On set?
Yeah, on set.
So, like, they wanted
But
like a
in
separate
the-
room or something?
No, in his trailer, in particular, he had to be allowed to have
This
the
is some
anaconda there.
American.
Where was that?
An anaconda.
It's in the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like a
Yes.
proper anaconda.
Yeah.
Like the snake, not
Well,
the AC.
python. Yeah.
Just in case, that's the snake. not the
छोटी और हमारे यहाँ छोटी मोटी बातों में तुम लोग बोलो.
हमारे छोटी मोटी बात है.
Now I'll tell
एक
you.
कप कॉफी मांग लेते हैं हम लोग. एक रेड बुल मांग लेते हैं.
अरे
तो आप लोगों को दिक्कत होती है.
स्टारबक्स चाहिए.
8 घंटे की शूट की दिक्कत होती है.
I'll tell you the second part.
Okay, let's listen
I'll tell
to
you the second part about our Indian productions, our Indian films. This is non-controversial anyway. Is that we have far too many people on set, too much
Entourage.
crew,
Very true.
and no, not entourage. Entourage.
No,
is-
just
you can
crews
deal with
also.
that. Just
Crew
crew.
and them, okay,
Too many
everybody.
people, too much noise, too much indiscipline on set.
That's
There's a lot of sound that takes are wasted, or we have to go into dubbing,
Fair enough.
which could have easily been avoided with some execution efficiency.
Nicely
Can I
said,
ask you
Sunder.
something?
Nicely
Well
said.
done. Nicely
In
put.
the
Nicely
West, do you
put.
need to say silence after rolling?
You have a
that-
bell on set. Ring! And then,
And then-
no, that's it,
I heard
man.
this, like,
Otherwise,
nobody
you'll
needs to
never
say-
be on the set again. That's your guild rules, your union rules.
Fantastic,
And-
isn't that?
Crazy. हमें silence बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है. Silence.
पांच बार. Yeah, I just want to finish this.
No. Time is over.
Make it rapid fire.
Dare. मजा आएगा.
Okay,
हाँ.
dare.
Give a damn.
Your back is bad. You can't.
Dare.
Don't give a damn.
Dare.
I like that.
Surveen,
Surveen. Come on,
dare.
dare.
She also is getting.
She's upset.
I
She's
wanted
upset. She
truth.
wanted truth.
No, because she will answer it. It's not a big deal.
I was confused, so
Dare.
I thought dare. No,
Okay,
Nee,
the
nee.
dare is that you have to prank any of an actor that you know on phone and say it's something and then immediately say it's a joke. You have to basically annoy somebody. Take your phone,
On the phone.
and just call anyone and you have to make them angry. Now think of somebody who will immediately get angry with something you'll say.
Angry?
Ha, like a prank.
nobody will get angry at me.
No.
They won't dare to get
It
angry.
has to be a prank.
No,
Prank
they
call.
won't dare to get angry with me. क्या prank?
So
करूं?
you
चलो,
wanna-
I'll take the truth then.
Okay. Anybody else has a better dare for
Nice
because
dodge.
she chose dare. Anybody
Yeah.
has a
No, she has.
I dare her to give me that cap.
Too bad.
Read the hat,
You
baby.
wait
Read the
till it
hat.
comes on you.
Has it been difficult for you on any film set with a co-star? It can be regarding any matter, and how did you deal with that situation? You know, cold vibes. You know, like how did you deal with situation? Can be if the person has been mean to you. Can be anything.
Usually it's the other person who has to deal with her. It's
It was not a, it was, okay, so.
Yeah, she's like, it never happened to me.
She's so gangster.
I love
Shit. She's like, you have cold voice, buddy?
Ask
Like, I didn't even know that. Like,
actors.
yeah, that's the way to do it.
You still want me to answer?
Boss on
I wanted
set.
to answer. Your question.
So
you
it's
answer
not
it.
happened with a co-star.
Sure.
She didn't notice that.
I don't generally. It doesn't like.
Yeah, it doesn't cross my mind at all.
Okay, sorry.
But it was a director, and then I had to pick up the phone and call Netflix, and that's it. And it was sorted.
I like.
June Netflix like
Acha,
That is very
Abhishek question.
specific.
Okay, the last one.
Sir, I'll tell you one thing, we need to move on. We have interviews.
Dare. Last dare.
अरे क्या dare ले लो, dare ले लो.
अरे
I'm not
time
calling
नहीं है,
anybody.
negotiate
Come
मत
on,
कर.
dare.
I'm not calling anybody, but
Dare,
हाँ,
dare,
but,
no.
yeah, dare.
Very
Give me
easy for
session
you.
first tell me the dare.
I'm going to tell you the dare. तुम्हारे आपके लिए dare है मेरे पास. Ready?
क्या है बताओ, हाँ.
Okay, it's very simple. You have to choose any actor because you've been a casting director. You have obviously, have seen actors doing audition and stuff like that.
को dare का
So your dare is very simple. You will have to pretend like an actor who you have taken the worst audition of, and a popular actor that you had to take audition of at some point, and you have to do the
Go
first
Abhishek.
audition.
No.
No, at that time.
No. Also, the thing is that if those actors
they
were
will see.
if those actors were in an audition room
They were not good
and
enough.
now they are popular, that means they're very good. That's
Yeah,
why they're popular.
sure.
So it's impossible कि bad
no
actors
worst
हम audition
audition
करेंगे.
there.
हाँ?
So no worst audition there.
No, but no popular actors given bad auditions. But yeah, popular actors coming and giving bad auditions तो हो गया है.
वो कर लो यार.
As an actor, I just told one actor to just like, why don't you, when you're getting character, थोड़ा तू like आसपास देख and just become the space, become the nature. The actor heard me like very like yeah, that's right. Okay, I have to become. Yeah, okay, I'll become. And then I'm like, yeah, and I'm like camera on, like, yeah, bro, come on, like, yeah, come on, get done. Yeah, I'll become. And he just does this. So I'm like, yeah, bro, what happened? And like, I've become the tree, bro.
That was good.
We all need to know this.
Yeah, now.
Too good. See, that's what I'm saying. We didn't want to mimic. This is a fantastic story.
But this is an actor we don't.
You have made my day. But thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
This
you.
is why.
It was a lot of fun,
That
really.
was fun.
Reminded me of your
June
Abhishek
13th.
from season 1.
Now, June 13th.
Yes.
Yeah, come on.
Friday the 13th.
Get to the bottom line.
I just want to say thank you so much. You all are excellent sports. Abhay, you've managed. It's fine. You can breathe.
You know, I was telling us
looks like he
today,
thinks you're gonna
my
ask him
watch
again.
yesterday, I looked at my phone, my stress meter all in red. Why am I here?
I know. It's okay. But I want to say, like being the true creators of the show has a lot of spunk, I think it's been made with a lot of courage. And the favorite word that we like to use in its true sense is bold and brave. So congratulations for the new season, and you all have proved it. You all have taken all the dares and the truth. So thank you once again.
Thank you.
It was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Thank you so
And
much.
now the
June 13th. Only on Netflix.
you can't miss that. June.
Oh, okay. You all should do it, nah?
No, you have to do it.
June 13th. Rana Naidu season 2.
Okay, so this is my day.
Ta-dam.
You want to hear Rana Naidu? Very nice one. No,
Please.
First is June 13th, then I'll say today.
Okay.
He will get the
This
bat
is my
otherwise.
dare. So you know where to watch. Obviously on Netflix. Rana Naidu
When?
season 2 on 13th of June.